is why I would not buy Parktown Residence. Sorry to disappoint. If you're looking for some good reason on why you should buy Parktown, I believe you could easily find many videos online on why you should buy Parktown Residence instead of why you shouldn't buy. So why not hear from a different perspective? So I'll be using these 6 key factors to identify a safe property in today's market. So let's start with number 1, entry price. Currently, let's take a look at the whole District 18. What's the most expensive PSF in this area? We have Pasir Ris 8 already transacting at 1974 PSF for their 2-bed, 2-bath. Then we have Treasure already going on average about 1,007. Highest 1836 for 2-bed, 2-bath. Then now let's use the new calculation, 5% aircon lag. Pasir Ris 8 should be selling at 2077 PSF instead of 1974, and Treasure should be selling at 1789 PSF. Then by the time Parktown TOP, Pasir Ris is going to be 3 years old and Treasure is going to be 5 years old. To make it to similar list, I will divide the price by and multiply back to 99 years. Then Pasir Ris 8 will be around 2174 PSF and Treasure is going to be around 1009 PSF. Multiply by additional 10% for Treasure because of new condo premium. This will give us about 2072 PSF. This is the starting price for Parktown Residence. Honestly, the starting price not too bad, still acceptable for today's market. But on average, the unit is going to sell around 2004 PSF, which I think is pretty pricey. I would go for Pasir Ris instead. I don't have to wait for MRT to be up. Once I move in, immediately there's MRT access. Compared to Parktown, still need to wait 1 year for MRT. And Pasir Ris got 2 MRT line, got bus interchange, and you got shopping mall. Some more you got 2 And some more, do you know that Parktown GRS break-even is only around 1660 PSF? They can actually sell around 2001 PSF and still make a decent profit. But I foresee they are going to sell around 2004. It's based on 2004 PSF. I'm going to give 2 out of 5 for entry price. But all this is still not the main reason why I don't buy Parktown. The main reason why I don't buy Parktown is because surrounding competition. You guys know, on the other side of Tampines North MRT, there's going to be an upcoming EC, Oriel of Tampines. And beside of Oriel of Tampines is TNET EC, which was launched back in 2022 December for 1003 to 1004 PSF. And the recent bounce up unit at 1651 PSF. With that, I think Oriel is going to launch around 1007 PSF, which will be 30 to 40% cheaper than Parktown Residence. And if you take a look at some of the condo development that's right beside of EC that was purchased 30 to 40% cheaper back then, you'll notice most of them don't perform really well. For example, River Isle, a private condo that was launched back in 2022 June in Punggol, their 3-bedroom, 1066 square feet was sold on average 900,000 versus an EC development that was launched 1 year earlier, similar 3-bedroom size, 1076 square feet was sold on average 760,000. Currently today, how are they performing? River Isle, highest transaction for this unit type is 1.52 million. So on average, 1434 PSF. Highest profit, 620,000 after 12 years. Versus River Park, a 1 year older resale EC. Highest unit transacted at 1.6 million, which PSF is 1486, which is a lot higher than River Isle. And all this was achieved back in 2024 March. Highest profit recorded, 830,000 with the same duration. If you look closely, you will also notice that in River Isle, many owners having a hard time to exit after their TOP. But River Park Residence, many owners is still able to exit at an acceptable range after their MOP. And thus, this example looks very similar to what's happening in Parktown Residence, just that the gap is bigger. And because of that, I'm gonna give 1.5 star for this statement. And for upcoming supply, we know AOT is coming and it's going to be cheaper, and so far, there isn't any news about any new GLS nearby. The nearest new GLS nearby is going to be at Tampines West, which was purchased about 150 PSF higher. But this development have better location because it's going to be within 1 kilometer of the best primary school in that area, in Hilda School. And if Parktown sells really well, I don't think this development is going to sell cheap. For that, I'm going to give 3 points for this segment. Now let's take a look at exit strategy. I would say either TNET and AOT fought like crazy. Parktown will really have a hard time to exit. But good thing TNET will only TOP in 2026 and they will only be able to sell in 2031 when they MOP. So I would advise Parktown owner try to exit before 2030 when the MRT is up. For that, I'm going to give a 3 out of 5 for exit. Then let's talk about supply in this area. It doesn't have many condo over this side. The only condo cluster is the opposite side of TPE, which are sharing different amenities. Then if you talk about newer condo, there's only Treasure of Tampines and Pasir Ris. So similar supply, not many. For that, I'm gonna give a 3.5 for this segment. Then finally, demand. As you know, demand in Tampines is pretty crazy, being the most popular style in Singapore, and there's so many BTO in this area until the newly MOP flat is having a hard time to sell. And every new quarter, you will realize there will be new BTO flat in Tampines, and the condo demand in District 18 is always high, especially for that 3 and 5 bedder. And I believe you can already tell from the number of people visiting Parktown Residence during the preview. For that, I'm going to give a solid 5 out of 5 for demand. Overall score, 18 out of 13. I wouldn't say this development is very bad, but I believe you can find a better development with my help. And if you guys are wondering which one, don't wonder. Just give me a call, I share with you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Cheers!